Hey, this is your recap Aunty. Hey, this is Shar, and welcome to my channel. And we have this segment called the Front Porch Talk. Well, we talk about it, we gossip about, our thoughts about what's going on in the show. So, yes, ma'am, yes, sirs, we are here to see what y'all talking about on the front porch. Now, grab your tea, grab your lemonade, grab your mimosas, and honey, let's see what y'all got to say. So, we have Lisa, I think Lisa E9958. Hey girl. She actually commented on episode number 71. So I want to go ahead and make sure I include her. And so she says, this is so wild. I just read an article before I tuned into you about Vicky Lord joining the cast of General Hospital. So is she really? What a coincidence. I used to watch One Life to Live in the 80s when soap operas were the bomb. Girl, I used to love that character, honey. She was so great. So she's going to be on General Hospital. Wow. It makes me, like I said, it makes me want to just go back and look at some of these old episodes of those things and recap that. Because, man, that was in the 80s and 90s. Oh, it was so good back then, honey. It was so good. So good, so good. So now we're going to catch up with our comments and our gate the beyond the gate talkers about what we talking about on the front porch. So our boo, Miss Cynthia Judkins 2250. She's like, hey, I got my tea. Let's go. All right, boo. Hey, look at you. Okay, I got Raquel. Hey, Raquel, what's going on? Raquel Batson 3260. She says, Auntie, you were so right. As soon as I saw Marcel, I said, that's Auntie's man. I knew you was gonna think about me. I knew somebody would, cause we was just talking about him, Raquel. You know we were. You knew we were, girl. Oh, you make me. I just had to kick Kiki on that one. That is so funny. Okay, we're back with my girl Cynthia Judkins 2250. She says, "I'm glad they're finally changing Eva's hairstyle. Yeah, it looks really good. I remember." Like I said, seeing her hair like that on one of the IG stories, and I was like, God, her hair looks good. I like it longer like that. They did the same thing with Naomi. Like, I'm like, change it up, let them be cute. And I think they did it with Chelsea too, because remember Chelsea used to have more crinkly coif, wig. It looked wiggy. But now she's wearing more straight hair. She's more versatile. I think that they should get rid of Kat's doll baby looks because, yeah, a lot of her styles are very vintagey. Maybe that's what she's supposed to look like. I don't know. But anyway, thank you, boo. So we have Miss Crystal Waters. Hey, Crystal Waters 4426. She says, leave that alone, Nicole. Carlton is Ted's partner in their medical practice. Besides, Carlton was the one who let Eva out of that closet at the anniversary party, and now she's going to be working in their offices. What's up? Right, exactly. I forgot he did let her out the closet. He might be trying to hit on her. I don't know. Something is real sneaky. He fine though, girl. He fine. But something is real sneaky about that Carlton baby. He's like a snake with them white pants. Did y'all see that bulge in them white pants? Y'all see them bulges in their white pants? Anyway, hey, was that Katria? Oh, Katressa underscore vibes. Katressa, hey Katressa, how you doing, boo? She says, I absolutely loved when Jacob told Kat her and Leslie had a lot in common. I feel like the writers wrote Eva and Kat with opposite characters from their mothers, like any irony type of thing, like an irony type of thing. That's true. Love the reviews. Thank you, boo. Thank you so much. Yeah, I loved it when he told her that because it's the truth, and she did own it. She was like, "Well, I mean, you're calling me the devil with the wig on." But well, like she said, if you talk about passionate and determined, yes, we are alike. So yes, she did own it because he knew she was telling the truth. So we back at Miss Cynthia. She says Martin's face when he hears Marcel's name. Right. I think he saw Marcel fuck up somebody, like beat them up to a pulp. I don't know, but I feel like he's seen something, and yeah, he can't remember, but it's coming back to the surface. Cynthia also says Kat could have also grabbed the coffee cup too. She could have. She definitely could have. That was a big piece of glaze on her lip. What? I was like, now, Leslie, you way too pretty to be eating that nasty, girl. Ugh. Wipe your mouth, honey. Wipe your mouth. Anyway, Cynthia also says, uh-oh, Martin's secret is about to come to light. Right, exactly. And I can't wait to find out what it is because they flipped the script on us really good. Raquel, Raquel, you can't stand them. Okay, she says Ashley and Derek paint drying. Yawn, yawn, yawn. Raquel, you be having me crack up, girl. Crystal Waters, 4426, she says, Zach is probably an aide to Martin. Okay, congressmen have aides who work for and supports them in their congressional office. Yeah, yeah, I kind of figured that because he kind of led on about that he's one of the staffers. So yeah, I figured that out because I was like, who is Zach? Zach got a role though. I ain't mad at Zach. Okay. Hey Sheila G, 1874. Hey, how are you, my love? Welcome. Please don't let this be the last time you make a comment, honey. We have some fun here, girl. She says Maurice Johnson, Old Ted, is in a new movie on All Black called Operation. Auntie's starting in June. Okay, thank you for that. I think I saw him because I follow him on Facebook and on IG. I saw that, so I'm really happy for him. I'm really, really happy for Maurice. But Maurice was being a little shady for a little bit. Even after he left on the 15th, because you know it was May 15th, right, when he started. He was still showing a lot of their stuff on his page. I was like, baby, what's going on, baby? Because let's move on, honey. You fine and everything. Let's move on, though. But thank you so much, Sheila. Miss Wilder, 69, she says, well, I guess Martin does know what he did. Ooh, I know, girl. Let's see. I mean, we're going to find out and see what he did. It's coming. Because the way that they show the flashback, it looks like he was in a car. Maybe he was in a SWAT car looking at something happen. Or he was there and they had to put him in the SWAT car after it happened. Because he does have a huge anger problem. You know what I'm saying? And my Cynthia Jenkins, she says, hello, Jacob, stop blabbering and make sure you grab Leslie's martini glass. That whole bar scene, honey. She was like sitting there, like, yeah, you could have went over there. Instead of fussing at or fussing about her with Marcel, you could have went over there like, let me grab something real quick. Tell the bartender, I got a plastic, bag. Let me put this in there. Oh, yeah, sure. They would have let him take it. But yeah, he just missed that opportunity. But Kat was like well above him. And I never heard of that rotten apple or rotten fruit or something like that. So she's been doing her homework. She made sure that it was in a public place. She knew exactly what she was doing. And Mona, honey, Mona was glad to help because she can't stand that bitch. After she got what she needed, she was like, I don't give a fuck about you no more. You could have definitely handled this privately. Nicole didn't do nothing to you. You just had to embarrass her. Now you messed up everybody because I was the one that referred. Mona is taking that on, but she's fine. She ain't gonna hold on to it for too much longer. And I wanted to share with y'all some tea. Do y'all remember the lady Anastasia? She played she's like the town gossip. She moved real slick like while she was talking to Danny and talking to Ted about, yes, I heard that you had a young girl. You remember her? Well, she did an interview with Beyond the Gates T. He's really good, Cornelius. I think that's his name. He did an interview with her on Friday, and she talked about that she will be back. Anastasia will be back. And it makes me wonder, was that role originally written for Karen Huger? She's from the Real Housewives of Potomac. She's in jail right now. So, because the way that the lady gives energy, I feel like that would have been Karen's role. But anyway, she's really good. So she will be back. We don't know when. We don't know. She's also doing a lot of projects too. And she also said that people need to be really careful about they personally attack people because she's in one of the groups on Facebook. On Facebook, honey, they are so brutal over there. I'm in the groups, so sometimes I'll go over there and see what they say. But a lot of times, I rather get a lot of my true tea from Beyond the Gates Tea and Beyond the Gates page. But they do have some fan pages over there. When I tell you they be talking real bad about the characters, I hate that when they do that. Because it's a character. When you start attacking their personal looks, I think that's being mean. That's why I would never, ever, 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 ever recap or review like these Real Housewife shows because it's an attack on their personality because it's a real housewife. Yeah, we only see a moment of it, but it's them. Girls, when I tell y'all, they talked about that lady so bad. They talked about her hair. They talked about how she looked. They talked about that she kind of looked like Tandy Newton, but she said that she also gets that she looks like Jasmine Guy. To me, she does look like more Jasmine Guy. And they talked about she needed to eat a hamburger because she was too skinny. This lady has been in the army. She's a retired vet. She's from Gary, Indiana. She has land upon land. She made up in her mind after her second marriage that she was going to be an actress full time and went balls to the wall, took classes. She did everything that she needed to do to get to where she is right now. She's on a new series. She's done so much. A lot of these people be getting behind these keyboard, they keyboard bandits, and they just be being mean to people for no fucking reason. Leave that lady alone. That girl has had an opportunity that I'm hoping to have one day. I'm hoping, and I'm on that trajectory to do that because I want to expand my acting to other areas. But she's just doing her role. They cast her for that role for a reason. So people are mean as fuck, y'all. They really mean. But she's gonna keep going, honey. She's a grandmammy. She love her grand. I think she said granddaughter. She said she's feisty like her, you know. So I said, yeah, I can tell you a little feisty. But I asked her, what role it I asked her in the chat, is there a role, her dream role that she would want to play. She didn't really give a specific character, but it would be like being a villain, but the ones that everybody loves, just like how Leslie's character is. She's a villain, but we kind of love her too. At least we love to see her on the screen. So that's what she wants. She wants to be the villain that everyone loves. So I thought that was sweet. And they're real people. So it's cool to see a real side to them. But if y'all are one of them people, don't y'all be talking about them people's looks, honey. They got the role on the TV. They making some money. Let them people be great. And like, that's so sad. But anyway, because when I come good on there, they better not say shit about me. Or my people y'all go get them, ain't you? Shit, that's mean. Why people so ugly, you know? That lady is doing her job anyway. Oh, the gates are about to swing open, baby. We are going to watch episode number 73 of Beyond the Gates. Y'all let me know. Y'all got your stuffs ready. Y'all got your drinks in hand, honey. Let's go ahead and get ready to watch Beyond the Gates. Let's go. Girl, I had gotten so deep into talking about Carlton and his white pants, I didn't read my girl Krista Waters' full statement. So I'm going to double back and add this little blurb in here before we open these gates. So, Krista Waters, honey, I'm so sorry. I got so locked into talk about his damn bulge and shit. Let me read my boo statement. She says, leave that alone, Nicole. Carlton is Ted's partner in their medical practice. Besides, Carlton was the one who let Eva out of the closet at the anniversary party, and now she's going to be working in the office. What's up with that? Well, that's true. It's like, what's going on with the fact that, now she's going to be working in the office. Like I said, I believe he's going to be maybe flirting with Eva a little bit because she's young, she's cute, she ain't got nobody, she's single, and Ted ain't gonna like that. I'm sure that Carlton does have like a reputation. But yeah, don't touch that, Nicole. Nicole, like I said, it sometimes, when you want to get over somebody, you get under somebody else, but that ain't it, honey. You don't do it with relatives, co-workers, and friends. So I had to go back and make sure I plugged in my girl's Crystal Waters statement because I don't remember me reading it all because I was listening to it as I was editing. I was like, girl, you talking about his white pants, girl. Go back and do what you need to do with your boo. So, honey, here we are. We wanted to double back and add this in here. Yeah, this is going to be a long-ass video, but I don't care because it's my channel. And I want to make sure that I give each and every person all the love that they deserve because you guys do make statements on here, and I want to make sure that it's seen and that I hear it and I acknowledge it because I love y'all so much. So, now, let's get ready to get into this episode and enjoy episode number 73. Thank you. Hey, well, we open up with episode number 73 with the girls moving into the guest house on Danny's property. I know that they were supposed to talk to Danny about it, but did they ever talk to her about it? Anyway, we see Tomas helping them move in. And you can see Chelsea looking at him and Kat just being flirty with each other. Oh, girl, does Chelsea really have a t-shirt that says dump him? Oh, so Kat had to like motion her like, girl, you need to thank him. So she's like, oh yes, thank you, Thomas, for helping us with everything. And behold, the humble beginnings of our fashion empire. So Kat was like, girl, you right. Our new and improved uncomfortable living situation. And complicated too. So Chelsea was like, girl, you know we share everything. So when she was saying that, she was looking at Thomas, girl, we share everything. And so Kat was like, no, bitch, no, we don't. We work together, hang out together, sleep in separate bedrooms, and whatever happens or doesn't happen in mine stays private. Chelsea was like, honey, that won't be an accusation. So Kat was like, oh, was I not clear? So Kat was like, girl, I am discreet, but I can't speak for the people in your family. And, she kind of played it off. And so Chelsea was like, oh no, girl, please continue. I would love to know about the people, what you think about the people in my family, dear cousin. So Kat's like, girl, I was just kidding. So Danny is rushing in, looking at her phone. She had her pedicure. She was running late for that. And she falls on Tomas and he catches her. Okay, Tomas knows how to catch women really good. Okay. So he lifts her up and he says, hello. And she said, hello to you. And so you see Chelsea's like, yikes. And Kat was like, okay, auntie, hands off, paws off, cougar. So Chelsea was like, Tomas, do you remember my mother? And he knows Danny. That's his boss's ex-wife. Anyway, we go to the hospital and we see Madison helping Bill bend his legs. And he was like, this don't improve nothing. You know that, right? So Haley is standing there beside him, thank God, with some nice, normal clothes on. She's like, stop arguing all the time, babe. I mean, damn. And he's like, look, baby, this is just a damn waist. He's like, I ain't gonna never do this precise movement. I think she's like bending his knee up and down. He's like, while arguing in a court or even driving my car. Who does that? It's like you're marching your leg. I ain't doing that shit. So Madison tells him, I forgot to mention that she's there. She said, look, we neurologists just wants to make sure that our patients have a full range of motion. That's all. Whether or not they use it. So he was like, so what do you think, Doc? How did I do? And she's like, not bad, not bad. She says, I'm sorry, Haley. Bill thinks that he'll be released early if he shows what a good patient he's being. She looks really okay together. She looks mommy-ish today. Very, professional. I didn't know that she had it in her. Bill talking about he tried bribing the people. He talking about no takers. No, ain't nobody gonna take no money there at the hospital. And Madison proved that. She says, your money is no good here, Mr. Hamilton. He was like, tell that to the damn insurance company. You know what? Everybody has their pressure points. He says, and I'm going to find yours. And when I do, I'm going to apply said pressure and you'll be forced to release my ass back into my life. Madison was like, you don't scare me in any way. Looking for shortcuts, baby, ain't going to get you any healthier, any faster, honey. So instead of looking for a quick ass escape, just commit to the plan that I've laid out for you. That's how you get the best possible outcome. I like her. It's like she's been on this show from day one because she's talking to him like she's just been here. I really do like Madison. Girl, don't make me regret that shit. He was like, I would like a second opinion. She was like, wait a minute. You weren't satisfied with the first, second, and third second opinions? Go ahead, Madison. Read, girl. He talking about, see, this is a damn conspiracy, baby. That's what this is. Haley was like, babe, stop giving Dr. Montgomery such a hard time, okay? She tells Madison, look, don't worry about his motivation, honey. I've got a plan to kick it right in. All right, we at the country club. We see Martin and Vernon meeting for breakfast, brunch, dinner, whatever. They're always there. So Vernon gets there a little late, and so he apologized to Martin for being late. And he was like, oh, man, that's all right, Granddad. It's cool. It's cool. So Vernon was like, before I forget, he pulls out his phone. He said, you got to see this, honey. So he said, this is the latest news from Chicago. So he was like, that's grandmother. He's like, Vernon was like, no. That is Miss Anita Williams, baby, and the Articulates. So he says, man, Martin says, incredible, man. She looks 30 years younger. And Vernon was like, I could tell that lady that a million times, and she'd never hear me, but you be sure to say it next time you see her. And so they pan over. You see that same old weirdo white waiter at the country club. Whenever Martin is around, he's right there. I don't like him. So Martin was like, wow, wow, wow. After all these years, talent was waiting just to reemerge. And Vernon was like, yeah, that's how life is. Sometimes you get a second chance. So we're back at the hospital. Andre's walking through the lobby, and Ashley was like, hey, Andre, babe, you got a minute? He was like, for you, I got two. What's up? I'm like, Andre, stop. So she tells him, remember I told you the other day that Derek and I couldn't get together because he had plans? So she was like, well, he just texted me, and actually he does want to go out with me. I'm like, girl, that's your man. Why are you talking to somebody else about if it, what does he mean? I don't get that. Andre was like, right. I mean, he was like, okay, what's going on? Isn't that supposed to happen? Ain't that your boyfriend? Good grief. So she's like, but what if Derek wants to talk? Talk about what? Now, what I really don't like, okay, we're at Orphe Jeans, okay? So Naomi is meeting with Derek. And so he's been quiet. She's like, I never seen you quiet like this. You know, he's like, he just seems so excited. He's like, just wait, I got some news. So I don't like that he's been talking a lot more to Naomi. And with Jacob having his nose at the precinct a lot. That opening, honey, that opening, it could be very dangerous. So she was telling him, girl, honey, you all quiet. She was like, is there somebody that I need to call? Because this ain't normal for your ass. He's like, no, it'll be all right. She's like, well, maybe you need a guy friend? She said, I'm pretty sure that Jacob would know exactly what to do. He was like, nah, you two have done enough, really. She said, honey, it don't feel like enough because as sure as you sound, I feel like I gotta ask. Naomi was like, are you sure you want to do this? I hope he don't ask her to marry him. Well, we are back at the guest house on Danny's property. And so she tells Thomas, one moment I am on my feet and the next I am in your arms, baby. How on earth did that happen? He was like, good luck, I guess. And so Danny was looking like, do I know you? So Chelsea was like, Mom, this is Thomas. And so Kat was like, you officially met him at my birthday party, Auntie, remember? And so Chelsea was like, and yes, he also works for Dad. And so Danny was like, ah, yes. Well, nobody's perfect. She says, perhaps Tomas is interested in branching out. I mean, what do you think, Tomas? I can offer you a very attractive side hustle. He was like, as what exactly? And I'm thinking the same thing, like, duh, model. He was like, nah, I'm not that type. And Danny was like, baby, that face? Nice body, just a little coaching. So Kat was like, with that hand on that shoulder, honey, she's like, he is a lawyer, Auntie, and he's on the fast track to becoming partner there. And he's so very happy at his work. And Danny was like, for now. After a few runway shows, a few magazine covers, baby, you'll forget all about that boring old law office. So they was like, Danny, Mom, I mean, damn. He was like, no, look. It's okay, y'all. It's okay. Don't fight over me. All right. Okay. Yeah. He's like, I'm honored. What guy wouldn't be? He was like, thank you for your very attractive offer, but I kind of got a lot on my plate, especially with Bill being in the hospital and everything. This is such a light scene. I love it. So he looks at his watch and says, it's getting late. I got to go get back to the office. Danny asked Kat, like, I didn't scare your friend, did I? And so Tomas was like, well, speaking for myself, it was a pleasure to save you, Miss Dupree. So Danny was like, he's good. And Kat was like, very. She says, I will say that the pleasure is mine and send a thank you to the universe for our collision. See you around. She said, wish us luck. And Danny was like, who needs damn luck when you have me? So Kat actually kisses him in front of them. And so, Danny's going to tease the fuck out of her. See, I told you she was like, Kat kissing already? I mean, is he to be trusted? Those earrings, Danny, pass them to me, honey. I love me a good stud, but that's a big stud, and I love me a good stud. That thing is no. So Chelsea was like, oh, okay, so now you're skeptical of him. She's like, look, honey, I'm just looking out for my niece, that's all. So Kat was like, look, Tomas is kind, thoughtful, and trustworthy. And Danny was like, or does he just want you to believe that he is? Is that what it is? So Chelsea was like, Mom. So Danny was like, "Girl, Cat, you are very, very precious to us. You are a unicorn, and it is very imperative that you are protected, girl, from interlopers of questionable repute." Go ahead, Danny. So Chelsea steps in like, "Mom, okay, stop, all right? Cat's happy." So Danny was like, "Okay, but just make sure that Tomas keeps it that way or he'll be answering to me." So she was like, "Now, let's see. Where should we begin?" Go ahead, Danny. They know Danny's going to be all around there. And that room looks just like her. Her pants just happens to match the curtains. Loud, print, and fierce. So Kat was like, "Let's start with rent. I've been doing some research on some comparable places and what their rate is going." And so Chelsea and I were thinking. So Danny interrupts her. She's like, "Not one thin dime." So Chelsea was like, "Mom, we want to just do it the right way. Make a legitimate transaction." Well, Danny was like, "Honey, it ain't going to be a donation, honey. I will have something in return, though, just not money." Chelsea whispers over to Kat, says, "I knew there'd be strings." Kat was like, "Well, what do you want in return, Auntie, if not money?" So Danny walks over to the picture, the mom and daughter picture with her and Chelsea, and she says, "I want control over this picture." So Chelsea was like, "For what?" So Danny was like, "For my new modeling agency. I want to place that in a position of honor so it'll be the first thing that people sees when they walk through our magnificent doors." So Chelsea was like, "Sorry to break your heart, Mom, but I can't." She's like, "That picture stays. It has to. That woman on that picture, baby, she taught me everything that I needed to know about runway, fashion, and life. She's helped mold me, and now she's letting me grow on my own. So, you stay. I'm keeping you around. I hope that's okay with you." Danny says, "I'm sure I can adjust, honey." Kat brings in a brilliant idea. She said, "Girl, you know what? Y'all know what? You can always make a copy." So we're back at the hospital. So Madison is asking Haley, she's like, "So you're telling me that you have a way to motivate this man into giving us all 200%? Girl, you got to prove that." So Haley is like, "I do indeed." So Madison was like, "Making patients commit to rehab is a tall order. The time and the energy is involved, honey. There are no guarantees." So he's like, "I can hardly wait." So Madison was like, "Girl, if you got a special technique, baby, I would love to use that on my other neurology patients." Then Haley was like, "I would love to help, but this special treatment is only made for my special bill." So Madison was like, "Girl, well, I wish you all the best of luck with that." She said she'll speak with Shanice about working on his range of motion exercises. He was like, "Yeah, it's a thrill a minute around this place. Woohoo! You know what? On second thought, how could I ever turn myself away?" Madison was like, "I'm expecting great things from you, Mr. Hamilton." So Haley thanks her and she leaves. So Bill is like, "Look, honey, whatever you little plan that you've concocted, you can forget about it." "Haley, I'm warning your ass right now." So she turns off the lights. I was like, "I know you ain't finna do what I think you finna do, honey, cutting off this lights in this hospital bed, because that thing is going in the background. Beep, beep, beep. She get on top of him, it's gonna be beep, 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 beep. Ow, beep, 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 beep. So she walks over to the painting on the wall, and we all looking at her like, what the fuck is she going on the wall for? Anyway, we're at the country club, and Vernon is going on and on about Anita and the Articulates, talking to Martin how happy he is for her. They out there singing their hearts out like it was yesterday. Oh, so Martin was like, "Man, that must be taking you back, Granddaddy. Look, you must have watched that clip about 1,000,000 times or so." So Vernon was like, "Honey, that is a very low estimate." He said, "You see the smile, don't you? It's big, baby. On my mind and my heart, man." Now that was one of their biggest hits, you know. He's like, "Ooh, that woman could sing the lights out. That man is still in love. And she still can as far as I'm concerned." And Martin is still looking half crazy, sitting there. I remember when Gran used to sing me to sleep. And Vernon ain't even listening to him. He's like, "But you should have seen her when she belonged to the world, baby. Man, it's all coming back. She could light the whole city of Chicago with those smiles." I just noticed that on the table that they're sitting at, it has their names there. It says Dupree's. You better not sit your ass over there if you ain't no Dupree. And she still got it after all these years. He don't give a fuck about what Martin said. He just going on and on and on about Anita. God dog it, that woman makes me so damn proud. And she also keeps me humble. How did a magnificent creature like, like that end up with me? So Martin was like, Granddaddy, you ain't the only lucky one because she walked away from that. We grandkids got to have our glamorous grand in our lives. He was like, and my kids get to have her too. And so Brandon was looking like, what the? He was like, sorry, I'm sorry, Granddaddy. So Martin was like, I don't mean to dump this on you. So Vernon was like, look, I want you to feel free to feel like you can come to me with anything and for everything, you know? So he said, what is it, Martin? So Martin tells him, I keep seeing something in my head and I can't get that shit out. I've tried everything and I just don't know what to do. I need help, Granddad. Thank you. Because Nicole show wasn't trying to help him. He says, and I don't know what's going to fix me or if anything can fix me. So Vernon says, those dreams again? And then Martin was like, they feel more real, like lucid, like scenes and images and flashes of my memory. So Vernon was said, so you ain't getting no sleep. So Martin was like, nah, I haven't had a good sleep in a long time. And he says, now it's getting more serious. And Vernon was like, well, how so? And so Martin says these visions, if you call them that, now they're coming to me while I'm awake, like hallucinations. So Vernon was like, when the hell did this start? And Martin said, today. So Vernon was like, what happened, boy? So Martin tells him that he was in the middle of conversations with that Zach dude and he just drifted off. He's like, I was somewhere else, like, just, I don't know. He's like, and I heard that voice saying the same damn thing. So he bends over. He said, let's see what colors your money. Let's see what colors your money. In other words, let's see what color is your money. And he said it took him a minute to get back to himself. And he was like, Granddad, I don't understand what the hell is going on. I thought I was doing everything right. If I just put my plans to be president, just put that off for a little bit, then them damn dreams would have stopped. Like that's supposed to get rid of the stressors, like you and Gran said. Vernon was like, yeah, and they came back anyway. And Martin was like, yes, much, much more worse. Do you know what it feels like when you're losing your thoughts, like you're losing control? At any moment, you can be in a full-blown nightmare. Poor baby. That baby is like tortured in his mind. Ooh. He said, I had to stop it. And so he looked like he was great. Go there again. And so Vernon was like, Martin, boy, you good? So he's like, I told Mom. So Vernon was like, boy, do you have any idea what you've done? He was like whispering that shit. Lord, we back at the hospital. So Andre was like, hey, Ashley, do you think that maybe you might be overthinking this just because the man, asked you out? Maybe he just wants to take you out. He don't want to talk. He just might want to take your ass out. This heifer says, what's out? like the same stuff that we just can't do inside. And so Andre was like, lots of shit. So she's like, okay, well, maybe he wants to take me out because he knows that potentially if we home and by ourselves, we could get loud and it's in private. But if we out in the public, we won't get loud. Girl, sit down. So Andre was like, what the fuck you think you're doing? She's like, read the clues, Andre. So if we're out, and around public, then, we can be adult and classy and restrained, She's the one that's acting really, really immature. So he was like, oh, wait. Well, so we're talking about arguing, right? And she was like, well, no, not exactly. Like, what are you talking about? So he was like, he apologized, said, sometimes my mind just goes there. He's like, what if the man just wants to have a nice night out with the lady that he loves? She says, oh, poor, sweet, innocent, naive Andre. Really? Player extraordinaire, she says. He's like, oh, man, get the hell out on with that. He's like, come on, like, really? I mean, he's like, what is this thing that you're trying to do in public? What is it? So she was like, when a man and a woman reach a certain step and then a certain level in their relationship, then they have to take the natural next step. He was like, which is the Last Supper. This is our last meal together. Derek wants to say goodbye. Oh, my God. So we're back at Orphe Jean. So Naomi tells Derek, look, you know you don't have to go through with this. Why are you pushing yourself into making this decision like right now? So we're back in the hospital room. So Haley says, buckle up, Buttercup. I'm going to take you on a different kind of adventure. And he's looking at her like, what? He was like, he said the Fantastic Voyage. Slide, slide, slip it, slide. Hey. He's like, okay, whatever. I don't know the verse, whatever it is. He's like, okay, let's proceed. So apparently she put like some type of television projector on the wall or on the picture or something so they can have something to look at. So she shows him this picture of her, I guess when she was being the paralegal. And so he was like, I don't remember us taking this picture. So she's like, yeah, it's just some random picture Caroline took and showed me right after. She just showed it to me. So she's on her phone and you could see him looking at her. And I made her send that shit to me and delete it. Because apparently this might have been before they were actually married. And he was like, why? And she's like, because I saw something in your eyes. And that was the first time I realized that you actually wanted me, and I knew it had to be our little secret. He's like, yeah, I thought I was being so damn slick, hiding my feelings. I've always been able to see the real you, babe. And then the next picture she shows is at their wedding, and so pretty. I love that little headpiece that she was wearing. She said, the happiest day of my life so far. Well, mostly with all the parts that actually matter. And here we are in Roma, a taste of the honeymoon that I got. Looks like that's a backdrop, honey. That don't look like y'all are in Roma. He's like, I swear, baby, I'm going to make it up to you. All you got to do is go look in your closet and pull out the backdrop, baby. The background, because they ain't in no Rome. Nah. And then she presses the button, and then there's this. A little rice grain. In the belly, I guess, if that's hers. He was like, wow, look at that. She's like, hey, say hey to the newest little member of our family. I mean, I know it's a little early. Yes, girl, it's really early. I got to squint to see I got to squint. And it's on my full damn TV. He's like, no, babe. No, this is so amazing, baby. No. So she said, well, I hope that you don't mind my tactics because, babe, I actually flirted with the technician and I put my teeth out so and convinced him to give me this picture. Yeah, you flirted with another man to get the picture of your baby that you got with your husband. So that means you'll do what you need to do to get what you want. I see what you're doing, Haley. So Bill was like, man, flirting for a higher purpose, baby, I'm really good with that. Bill was like, man, I just wish I knew what the hell I was looking at. So Haley was like, oh, well, unfortunately, I can't help you with that. However, this is not the end of the slideshow. So if you will direct your attention to a few years in the future, the three of us at baby Hamilton's first day of pre-K, and then the four of us, and then you see Bill's face is like, what? He said 4, and she said, At our second child's college graduation. He said, I'm still in the picture. And she said, see, babe, that is the plan. You stay in the picture, every photo, every celebration and gathering, every boring damn day in between. And I want you in our lives, okay? Healthy and happy with all of your working parts. Yeah, even that one at 100%, okay? I want the same thing, baby. Good. So you'll listen to the doctors and do what they say and know that there are brighter days ahead. He says, how the hell did this even happen? I'm like, I'm young. I take good care of myself. She said, this is just for right now, baby. The effects of the stroke will be a thing of the past before you know it. You are so used to working hard. This is a piece of cake. This rehab stuff is nothing. Have you seen what they put me through? Haven't you realized I've been practically here? I've never left your side. Have I thanked you for that, baby? Well, don't worry about that. There are many ways to thank me, baby. He was like, with a present or two, like a ring or a trip. She was like, no, with a future so I can have more presents and rings. No, I'm just kidding. Just one, a happy future with a gorgeous wife and baby. Or babies. I mean, look, babe, everything you've just seen and more is on the other side of this bump in the road. He was like, yeah, okay, well, yeah. What is this more you talking about, girl? Girl, she shows a picture of herself in a damn 90 to my lots. Y'all didn't even show the picture of him and the kids in the future. You could have did an AI and just, humored us and did that. Y'all ain't show that. You just want to show her with her, of course, the leopard print, honey. They gonna keep Haley in the leopard print. So we are back at Danny's at the guest house, and she said, okay, that's all the boxes. Like, it's everything inside. Shoes, clothes, tchotchkes. So Kat was like, we are set for now. Thanks for helping Aunt Danny. Yeah. So Chelsea sets up her phone so she can go ahead and, do her little vlogging, talks about it. And so they're trying to like, Mom, you can go. We know you're busy, okay? So Danny was like, girl, too busy for the biggest part of this inspiration and decoration, the blank canvas. Oh, girl, no, 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 no. Honey, I see a vision. I have this vision and it's coming together all in my head for this room. A desk over there, a fainting couch over here, a sconce. A beautiful handmade silk carpet right here and pillows over here, like tons and tons and tons of pillows. She's like, okay, with the three of us, okay? With our creativity coming forth, it's oh, girl, Kat and Chelsea was like, here she goes. So Danny gets it. She's like, oh, so when you said we, you meant just you two. So Kat was like, truthfully, Auntie, I mean, I'm really feeling the concept. Just keep talking. And Danny was like, no, 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 no. I should leave and let you all find your own way. So Chelsea was like, I mean, if you want to, I mean, you have your own baby now with the modeling agency. Your baby, that baby would need all of your attention. And so Danny was like, yeah, that's true. That's true. And I'm sure that you're busy, Mom, with Aunt Pammy. And you're just so busy with that. And so Kat interrupts her saying, oh my God, Chelsea girl, just spit it out. We wanted your guest house to be our home and office because although I couldn't convince you to come work for us, I will still be just a few hundred yards away from greatness. That way, if I need any advice or a quick endorsement for the biz, Kat was like, fuck that, or a refrigerator to raid, baby. You wouldn't mind, right, Mom? And Danny was like, girl, baby girl, I wouldn't have it any other way. She's like, okay. So just tell me what you want me to do with the space, girls, and let's make some magic. So Chelsea was like, well, first, like the little influencer that I am, there's one thing I gotta do. So they get on Chelsea's phone and they take a before picture because, we know all three of them together, honey, they gonna make that room be glamorous. Now we back at the hospital with the old complaining ass, ungrateful ass Ashley and Andre. Yeah. Andre loves to rescue women. Do you hear me? I think that's his thing. He switched from being an enabler, a player to an enabler. It's like, man. So he's like, wait a minute. So your boyfriend wants to take you out to a really nice restaurant, and that only means one thing, that he wants to dump you. Whew. She was like, that's how it's done these days. A guy takes his girlfriend out, treats her real special. So he was like, Andre was like, I don't know. I ain't never been in this situation like that you have with Derek. So I have no clue about that. I normally just knock boots and leave. So she asked him, what would he do? Don't tell her, Andre. Every time you give Ashley, advice, he's always wrong. Oh my God. She was like, what would you do if you were in Derek's place? And he's like, you kidding? I mean, a woman like you, I would never let you go. Oh my God. And then he tried to clean it up. I mean, I wouldn't let her go. I mean, because I'm really not into really serious relationships. You're lying. So knowing me, I just probably find a way to just fuck it up. That's what I would do because I ain't into no serious relationships like that. He was like, the real question is what do you want? She told me, I want Derek to be happy. No, you don't. It's finally coming out. Now she's saying that if he can't be happy with me anymore, then so it's like, it's not me. It's not you. It's me. She don't want to be with him, but she wants him to be the one to break the news. So she could be like, well, see, I tried it, Nah, own it up. Put your big girl panties on, honey, and own the fact that you don't want him, and it's okay. And guess what? He will be happy. You're thinking that if you break his feelings or hurt his feelings, that if you walk away, he's not going to be happy. He will. And what's going to happen is that your face is going to be on the floor, because when things between you and Andre don't work out and you're going to see he's gone on with somebody else, then your feelings going to be hurt. And he going to be all smiling and stuff. She's like, wow, he never looked like that with me. She talking about if he don't want to be happy with me, then I got to find a way to let him go so I can be available for you. She didn't say that, but you could tell that she wants to be with Andre so bad. She don't know. She's in for a rude fucking awakening. So Andre was like, so but you love him? She's like, of course I love him. I mean, I'm crazy about the guy. Are you kidding me? That's why I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna take a shower and I'm gonna do my hair and makeup and I'm gonna look like $1 billion and I'm gonna make that man Derek ever regret ever wanting to let me go. He was like, Andre was like, wait, what the fuck? Then she's talking about, oh my God, Andre, what have I done? It's like, oh, you're confusing me. My head hurts. She said the last thing she wanted to do is drive Andre away. Drive Derek away. He touched her arm and she was like, oh. And he was like, sorry. She's like, I love him. I want to be with him. It's like, who are you trying to convince, yourself or us? Because we don't believe you. And she's like, now what? It's over? He was like, girl, you still don't know what he's planning. That's why I'm gonna show up, and I'm gonna look really, really hot when I walk away, girl. So they're back at Orphe Jeans with Naomi and Derek, and he has a blue bag on the table. I didn't notice it there before. Maybe he just put it there. So she was like, "Look, if you're not ready for this, that's okay." He was like, "Look, the signs are already there," and so she was like, Naomi was like, Derek, you avoided my question. And he's like, I'm not. I know in my heart that this right here, this is the right thing to do. I'm only going to assume that it's an engagement ring. He says that he should have did that shit a long time ago, in the suffering. So he's like, I'm going to go through with this. I've already got my mind made up and everything. So Naomi was like, there's nothing more that I can say, huh? He said, look, you've already said it all, girl. So he's about to leave and she gives him a hug. I'm like, So she wishes him good luck and we get back at the country club and Vernon tells Martin, what in blue blazes possessed your ass to talk to Nicole about this, boy? Martin was like, I had to confide in someone. It's different this time. Vernon was like, boy, you confide in me only. Nobody else get involved. You hear me? Martin said he ain't even told Smitty. He was like, what if I get caught up in all this shit and something happens to me? Smitty and I got teenagers. Vernon interrupted his ass. He's like, look, this is how we protect them, nigga. Everyone you love. Silence, nigga. What the fuck did you tell your mother? Nothing that would make her suspicious, just some vagueness about the strange-ass dreams. Vernon was like, was she helpful? So Martin was like, she gave me some names of some shrinks to see. But don't worry, I have it and I ain't calling them. Vernon was like, we've done the impossible. Now, and we've kept this tight for so long. We didn't come this far to give everything up without thinking it through, weighing all of the repercussions. And Martin was like, but I don't know how much I can take, Granddaddy. Granddaddy, I don't want to let you down, man. He getting loud. And Vernon was like, shush, nigga, be quiet. The white dude waiter come over there, try to act like he want to grab their dishes, and Vernon waves him off, says, no, thank you. No, you don't have to do that. Go over there and do your job. So Martin leans into Vernon and say, what if this gets worse? Then you see the white dude waiter listening in and just moving. He's real cocky. He be running all through the damn country club listening. Y'all, when I tell y'all it is the very next day, it's not even Friday. It's early Saturday morning. I had a busy Friday, such a busy Friday. And so, so I had a lot to do. My job was busy, thank God. I went out last night, thank God. It was a lot of great opportunities Friday, thank God. And then when I wanted to pick it up to see what was going on, then there was a special news break on my local channel. So I don't even know. I think I'm missing about 10 minutes. So if y'all could tell me what happened after Martin said that it could get worse. And let me see what's coming up right now. Between Martin telling his dad his grandpappy, that it's going to get worse, and Ashley and Derek meeting at the club or restaurant, fancy restaurant. This looks like another version of Uptown to me. Anyway, Y'all tell me what happened because I have no clue. Look, we family, right? This is what Auntie don't get it all. Cause I'm like, okay, I'm gonna sit down. I'm gonna go ahead and go ahead and do, go through the recap. Honey, I sit down this morning. It's like 6 o'clock in the morning right now. Go ahead and do the recap, and then Israel and Iran. I don't ever remember hearing those two combinations before, which they felt that it was crazy. So anyway, let's pick up where we left off. It looks like Ashley, she started her wearing the center part. She got her hair tousled to the side. I remember them doing a teaser last week about it. Y'all probably like, Auntie, you sound like you've been smoking a lot of packs of cools. No, it's just early in the morning. So let me see what they're talking about, and let's get back to our show. So Ashley is saying the future Hugh. I guess he told her he wanted her to be the future Mrs. Blah blah blah. Of course, y'all gonna tell me. So he's telling her, look, pretend you didn't hear that, okay? He says he had a whole thing. He practiced in what he wanted to say in a mirror. He just, bless his heart, he just grabbing his collar. He's so nervous. He cut himself shaving. Bless his heart. Poor Derek. You finna get let down, bro. So she was like, oh. So he was like, yeah. He said blood was just going all down his neck. He looks like he was like he was Dracula's next meal. And he said all I could think of was like, man, I wish Ashley was here with me. They look good. And when she put her hair to the side, I like the highlights because it really looks good on her face, and he looks really handsome. Oh, I have a bad feeling about this. And then she pours salt on the wound. Is that why you fix? Is that why you're keeping me around? To fix you when you invariably break something, or what? Why are you looking at him like he's a bumbling fool? It's like, girl, she does not appreciate him. Oh, he said to make him the man he's always wanted to be. Oh, she's like, no, no, don't say that. You're great. I'm the bit. Yeah, that's exactly what she's acting like. So Derek was like, wow. I mean, I'm great now, huh? Well, I sure as hell didn't hear that shit when we was living together. He says he made a bunch of mistakes. She's like, we made them together. He was like, well, see, that's what I want for us, to complete this journey together, to succeed together, side by side, fearless and unstoppable. I love the way you care for people, the way you see the good in everything. She's her that girl has cried a lot too. Her and Eva's tears have been really sincere. That damn Ashley, hers has been tears of guilt. He was like, you was even able to see the good in me. He's a good guy. He said he felt like he was living in a box. Work, sleep, food in between. I mean, that's everybody, darling. He says that you broke me out of that. You brought so much love and laughter in my life. Man, maybe I need to do the male voices in the mornings. Like, do the females, the bills, yeah. And do the men's voices in the mornings, because I got that old deep bass. And he says, now that I have that, babe, I don't ever want to be without you again. Poor Derek. And I hope that you'll let me spend the rest of forever showing you how much you mean to me. Okay, now we're back at Danny's, what is it? House on her property. It's early, y'all. Can I do my Chelsea voice? I have a question for you. And if it's too soon to ask, yeah, I still got it, y'all. I just had to move my little vocal cords around. But Chelsea is on the phone with someone. She has a question, and we see Kat in the background actually working. Okay, Kat, go ahead. Oh, she's talking to Madison. Madison is at the hospital. She's like, okay, you got a question. Should I be worried, girl? What are you wearing, Dr. Montgomery? So Madison was like, girl, you are so impossible. And girl, you got a one-track mind, and I am at work right now. So Chelsea was like, OMG, she is shy. So Madison was like, well, my skirt and blouse are designer, and I'm keeping it low-key with jewelry. Just some vintage stuff from my grandmother. So Chelsea says, I am dying to know how you styled that. So Madison was like, are you inviting me to a tour of your new headquarters, girl? The mind reading neurologist. That's what Chelsea says. So Madison was like, wait a minute. I'm getting another vision. You've been working all day and you're ravenous. But what does she want? So Chelsea was like, "Oh, well, I'll see you after work." And you could see Kat on the in the background looking and listening. You know, Kat is the only one has spidey senses in this show. So I'm wondering what does Kat feel about Madison and her connection with Chelsea. Nicole has it too. Nicole has spidey senses, but because she lets her psychiatrist mind overshadow her good sense, she don't know how to work that gift yet. But I'm in bed if you hear all the oh the swishing and swish. Um, so Kat, I wonder what Kat's gonna say. So Chelsea was like, "We can figure it out together. Ciao." And so Madison says, "Ciao." So she finally gets off the phone. So Kat was like, "Girl, so your father's beautiful doctor is making house calls now?" And Chelsea was like, "Is she pretty?" "Oh, honey, I barely noticed." "Oh, and you should see her fit. I mean, the doctor knows clothes, girl. You wouldn't believe it. A neurologist with style and fashion." So Kat was like, "Girl, I ain't dumb. And now you want to see what's under that lab coat, right?" So Chelsea was like, "Cat, please. Madison and I just met." "But girl, you did see sparks, right? I'm not just imagining that, right?" So Kat was like, "She does have that shy intellectual thing going on. She's a total package." So Chelsea was like, "And just so you know, when Tomas was here, I almost sneaked away to give you guys some privacy." Girl, the way he was looking at you, oh my God. So Kat was like, "Really? Girl, it was that bad?" Chelsea was like, "Girl, worse." So Kat was like, I totally thought you and Dr. Too Cute to be true looked so great together. Power couple in the making. Let's go, girl." So they give each other a high five. So cute. But Kat was like, "But speaking of going, honey, I have to see Jacob at the police station." So she was like, "But while I'm gone, if you decide to play doctor with Dr. Montgomery Boo, just make sure you put one of those gorgeous scarves on the door so I won't be walking in on nothing nasty. And I'll know just what to do to stay away." So Chelsea was like, "Girl, get out." Oh. Andre comes up through the what is that house? Guest house. I couldn't think of guest. I almost said garden. Child, Andre comes in there and sees Chelsea and Kat. He was like, "Danae, hey baby, show yourself, woman." They was like, He was like, what's up?" So Danny's at the hospital, so she runs into Tomas again. She was like, "We meet again, Tomas, right?" And he was like, "Oh, you remember me?" She was like, "With a face like that? Baby, bite your tongue." She thanks him again for helping them this afternoon with the boxes and when she fell down into his arms. So, Danny's going to grill him. She said, "It was really great to spend some time with a man that's keeping my niece so happy." "You are, right? Hmm? Keeping her happy, right?" Tomas was like, "Well, ma'am, you would have to ask her. But I think Kat is a wonderful person, and I like her very much." Without skipping a beat, Danny was like, "Look, she's like a daughter to me, okay? Which means that if you do anything, and I do mean any fucking thing, to step out of line, break her heart, decide to cheat, anything like that, you should seek employment in a different hemisphere." Damn, Danny. The man can't even sniff nobody or nothing? Damn. Danny's still fragile. I get it. She's very protective. Then she walks up to him and fixes his tie and she says, "Do we understand each other?" He said, "Yes, Miss Dupree." She said, "Life is so much simpler when everyone knows where they stand." "That's true, Danny. Have a fun night." And she walks away. Danny and her threats, baby. So she walks into Bill's room, just walks in there. So Bill and Haley are knocked the fuck out. She's in the bed with him and she's like, "Oh, sleep already? Get busy living or you'll get busy dying." Danny, why you say that, girl? So she thought that he was in the bed by himself. She couldn't see Haley in the bed because she was so damn little. So she turns on the lights and they looking at her like, "What the fuck?" So she was like, "Oh, you two weren't getting busy, were you?" "Baby, we are back at the country club." So Martin tells Vernon, like, "Look, granddaddy, I never, ever, ever question how much you love me. But everything I put you and Gran through, Vernon was like, look, boy, it ain't your job to worry about us. All we ever wanted was for you to be all right. And there's only one way that that shit can happen. Martin was like, stay the course. And Vernon was like, status quo. And if there's anything that you need help with, like help with the kids or with Smitty, for God's sake, boy. Oh man, that can't be easy right now between you two. Not sleeping. So Martin was like, Grand, it's gonna pass, right? I mean, I hope so. Okay, so Vernon's phone starts to buzz and he said he has to take it. It's Anita, baby. So Martin was like, that's okay. Yeah, I understand. So Vernon takes the phone out in the lobby because he can barely hear Anita. I'm like, at that swanky, posh, beautiful country club, you can't just talk anywhere on the premises. You got to go to the lobby or the reception area to talk. Y'all need to get better signals. At least have a little satellite right around the Dupree table. So right before Vernon leaves, he tells Martin, don't go nowhere. I ain't finished talking to you yet. So he leaves the room, and of course the weird ass white waiter is coming by. I mean, when he sees Martin, he just runs over there. It's like, you ain't slick at all. You be running and knocking over shit. It's like, be cool. So there go Martin, get on his phone. He's right behind him, looking at Martin's phone over his shoulder. So we're back at the hospital room, and Danny was like closing the door. Well, you can't expect to recover in the dark. Girl, why did you come in and cut on the lights? Go up under Andre. Go with Pammy. Where's Pammy? We ain't seen Pammy in a while. Go work on your brand. Bless her heart. Danny is very busy. She's a very busy person. Doing nothing, but she's busy. Living things need light. So she turns on all the lights in the room. So Haley was like, everything's fine, Danny. Thank you. So Danny was like, but it's so stuffy in this room. A man that's used to being in charge and in the spotlight can't be held stagnant, honey. Just because you're stuck in this room does not mean that you can cut yourself off from the rest of the world. Did you ignore the doctor's orders and start working on the side? He laying in the fucking bed talking about guilty as charged. And Danny says good. Oh. She said, well, I was going to update you about Chelsea, but if you're tired, Bill was like, no, don't go, no. I like to hear what happened. What's going on? So he asked Haley, does she mind? She's like, you love your girls. Why would I mind? Girl just being fake and phony. She's so insecure. So Danny was like, yeah, Chelsea is so excited, honey. You will be happy to know that she and Kat have moved themselves and their purse line headquarters into my guest house. It's the perfect place for them right now. So we see Haley just like, adjusting herself and wincing like, that means that when Bill wants to see Chelsea, guess where he has to go? To Danny. So Danny goes on and on, talks about how it'll be private on the, at the guest house. They won't have many distractions. And Bill really likes that. He's smiling. She's like, including my ass, because I can be annoying. But I have decided, honey, to hold myself back. But the sweetest thing is that Chelsea told me that she moved closer just so that she could be close to me. And, sometimes I worry because we're not working together anymore, and I worry how she fare out there. But we're still friends. You can see Haley is like, if this bitch don't shut the fuck up. Yeah, we back at the guest house and shit. Andre is talking about, I was just in the neighborhood. Y'all know the story. Yeah, I'm going to go talk to a man about a dog. Y'all know that story. And them girls are looking at him like, yeah, right. So he fixed that. He was like, what I meant to say was that Kat was like, how did you get in here? Chelsea was like, did my mom tell you where her secret key is? Or Kat was like, oh my God, what other secrets of hers do you know? Chelsea was like, are you one of them? I couldn't even do it. Are you one of her secrets, nigga? Chelsea put that little deep voice on. She didn't do the Harry, but I'm going to do Harry. Is there something that you need to share, Andre? He was like, well, maybe I should let you two get back to whatever y'all was doing. Kat was like, oh. Okay, because maybe he wants to leave a message for your mom. Is there something you want to say, Andre? Please share. Kat was like, it's not important. He was like, nah, it's not important. She says, it's not important, but you felt like you had to break in? It ain't that important, huh? Chelsea being shady. She's like, you could tell us anything. We're all fam. There go Andre. being defensive. He's still immature in that right. He was like, actually, we're not related. On that side, we're not related like that. I'm really related to Uncle Ted and not you, which he's really offering an excuse why he's over there because he's not related. Then he could do whatever. You're doing way too much, Andre. Cute little shirt though, but you're doing way too much. And then he goes, I'm not related to you or your mammy or any of the Dupree, so I can do whatever the fuck I want to do. I don't think he said that, but you get it. So Kat was like, are you sure there's nothing that you want us to pass along to Aunt Danny? He acting all fucking nervous. No, no. It's no big deal. I'll just see Danny around. That's all. It's cool. He tried to make. Come on, y'all get back to y'all purses. You try to brush it off, Andre. Them girls ain't dumb. They both smart. And you looking all nervous and wiggly and fidgety and guilty. They looking like statues, honey. They like, yeah, right. He's talking about good luck. So Chelsea was like, thanks, Andre. He's like, yeah. he skedaddles real quick out of there, boy. So he leaves out, honey, and they bust out laughing. Kat was like, oh, your mom and Andre, girl, really? Chelsea was like, stranger things have happened. Y'all know I've had some family members on my mama side that have crossed the line. My mom is in heaven, thank God, and I would never share that just in case they listening. But I've had some family members that have crossed the line a little bit, you know. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. Ooh, we are back at the fancy restaurant, and so Derek pulls out the box, and so she's saying, "No, Derek, please." Ashley, I bet you she gonna go fuck Andre because Andre just got, embarrassed, and she did too. What? Why wouldn't two embarrassed people go and fuck it out? And they playing this old stupid song in the background, and he was like, it was part of the whole plan. I get down on one knee and I pop the top of this beauty when they show a close up of the ring box, and then I tell you I have never loved anyone as much as I love you. You've turned my life upside down, turned me into a better man. Damn, this diva voice is good, girl. Ooh, I might have to get some voiceover work. Made me see what love is and how my life would mean nothing without you in it, baby. Oh, Derek. I love you with all my heart, Ashley Morgan. He opens up the box and rings. All right, it's all right. Will you marry me, Ashley? She's like, so we're back at the country club, and Martin is on his phone, and that old weirdo waiter is standing behind him. He has Kenneth on his tag, and that motherfucker leans in Martin's left ear and says, let's see what color's your money. Ooh. And Martin just looks out. I wonder is Martin under hypnosis. There's certain things. I mean, he's been living a life. Whatever happened, maybe he got hypnotized out of that really crazy tragic night that he doesn't want to remember. He's suppressed. Of course, Vernon knows about it, but there's certain things that triggers him, and he goes back into that real life memory. I think that they created him to be what they wanted him to be, but when those memories start to come back, there's certain things that trigger him. That boy looks like he's seen a ghost. Ooh, next week's gonna be good. Madison and Chelsea kiss, and Martin, he don't mind yoking up people. He told that waiter, why the fuck are you stalking me, and who the hell are you? Ooh, that was a lot in that little teaser. Anyway, that was today's episode. Ooh, 2 days. I promise this won't happen often, but Friday was a busy day. A lot of stuff was thrown at me, and I handled it now. Don't get it twisted. Your auntie did what she had to do. And then I went to a show last night with some friends of mine. You're like, girl, you always going to a show? Yeah, I love theater. I love the creative space, and whatever I can do to support my local theater people, I am there. And so I went there to support them. Sold out show, and it was so good, so inappropriate, and so good. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me today for episode number 73 of Beyond the Gates. And yeah, let me go ahead and get all this stuff spliced together. Splice for those young ones are edited. Yeah, we used to splice things up, cut them up, and then put them together. edit, splice, same difference. Y'all take it easy, and I will talk to y'all in the next video. Bye.